Hey guys, it's Muffin, and boy did those patch notes hurt. I was spamming Samira reroll for like a week, and boy was that just overpowered, and no one was going it for a while, so it was really easy to get 3-star. That was good. Those were good times. They did you wrong, baby. They did you so wrong. But of course, that means for most of us, we're going to need a new carry, or maybe we just want to learn a new one. And one that I've been actually having a lot of fun with is the Warwick reroll. Some people call it SuperDog, so if you want to be like BoxBox, let me show you how to do it, dog. We start off the first carousel with a singed bow. The most important item for Warwick as a carry is a Rage Blade, which is a large rod and a bow. I like one of his other items being a Titan's, which also is a bow and a chain vest. So a bow is kind of your most versatile item for Warwick. And our second item actually is a large rod, so we're able to get a Rage Blade right off the bat, which is great. By 1-3, we're also able to get a Zac and a Twitch, giving us chemtech instantly. So we're pretty confident this is going to be a chemtech game, being able to put all of our tank items on Zac. And Warwick is a 2-cost, so he's pretty easy to get a hold of. This game should be pretty easy. For our first augment, we get Thrill of the Hunt, giving us 300 healing every time we kill somebody. I like this for Warwick. He default heals every time he does damage, but because he is a melee fighter, if one of your tanks dies, he's pretty easy to get targeted by your enemies. So giving him healing, I think, is a pretty good thing, especially in the early game when our tanks aren't really that strong. We don't have bruiser for Zac yet, so he has almost no buffs right now. And we actually get Warwick right off the bat before our first player combat. So we give him the Rage Blade. He's a pretty slow attacker, so he needs Rage Blade and, if possible, Challenger bonus, as well as Chemtech makes him a little bit more tanky. This positioning was off because I basically put him in the tank position. They didn't attack Zac first, which makes no sense. I don't know why I did this. Don't do this. Warwick should not be your tank. But also, I'm pretty sure we would have lost this anyways. It was just a good setup in the first place. The academy units are still just incredibly strong even after the patch that weakened them, and they had all the right ones. So we were going to lose this one, but we should scale better than them, I believe. Fix my positioning a little bit. And Innovators is another one of those strong beginning comps. Zillion early stage, being able to stop time for a unit, is kind of cracked because it can take a team of 3 units down to 2, at least for a while, which is really important. I personally run a lot of Innovator Yordle because then you can earn econ that way, and that only requires 5 units. Just gotta make sure you run a Heimer. But we managed to get a Vi, giving us 2 Bruiser and 3 Chemtech. We've got a Camille here on our bench, so then we'll be able to throw in Challenger, give Warwick a little bit of a speed buff. You know, some of the way these guys dance is it's so stupid. Like, I love Warwick, but he looks so silly right now doing the Thriller. All right, second carousel, and I decided to get a second bow. I think Chain Vest would have been better because I could have been on either Zac or Warwick, whereas bow is only ever going to go on Warwick, and I don't even use it now in the first place, so I'm getting a little bit less value out of this item. All right, here on 2-5, I decided to put in the Camille to get us Challenger on our Warwick, and then I level up to 5 so we can throw in Zillion to also get Clockwork, as well as selling both my Vi's to hit the 20 gold for our econ. But we are able to start getting wins here. Not quite a win streak, but we're doing all right. I throw out the Zillion for a Trundle. Having Camille is already speed enough bonus enough for our Warwick, and so I decided to kind of go back, having a stronger tank in Zac and Trundle, giving them both the Bruiser bonus, rather than the 15% speed from Clockwork. A little bit redundant. We could have kept one of our Vi's instead, but hey, sometimes you just do dumb things. But now we're here at Krugs with 30 econ. Not too bad. I try to have between 20 and 40. Obviously, it depends on if you were able to buy a lot of units or if you had to roll at all, but between 20 and 40 is generally about where you want to be by Krugs. But it's not a hard rule. You also want to be strong enough to defeat Krugs. Sometimes it's not easy if you're being a little too stringent with your money, but we should be able to handle this fine. And Krugs actually gives us a Tome of Traits, which has a Chemtech emblem, so now we're only going to need 4 Chemtech units in order to get the Chemtech 5 bonus, which gives us more room for maybe another Bruiser or even another Challenger to give us a little bit more attack speed. For now, we're going to throw it on Trundle because it generally does benefit our tanks a little bit more, especially since our only real attacker is Warwick. So we really want to focus on our front line, and other challengers really don't matter too much. And at 3-2, I decided to level up to 6 to throw in a Singed I found in my shop. That does give us that 5 Chemtech. And for our second augment, we have Metabolic Accelerator, which would give our Tactician 2 health every turn, another Tome of Traits, or a Challenger emblem. We could have taken a chance on the Tome of Traits, but I thought the Challenger emblem was just more set. We could get rid of the Camille, go 2 Challenger, probably 4 Bruiser, and still keep the 5 Chemtech, especially with a front line of Mundo, Zac, Singed, and maybe another Bruiser, and it would still keep the Challenger bonus for Warwick. And actually throw in a Zyra instead of Camille. Her cast can stun a whole row, which I thought would be beneficial over a little bit of attack damage. Our Warwick's already put it in work, so I thought that would be fine. And now we're starting to win streak 6 in a row, going into the third carousel, hopefully looking to get our first Titans resolve on Warwick. So that chain vest on Oriana looks real good. That's a $4 chain vest right there. Snag that baby real quick. And even though he's 1-star right now, he's still extremely good. He's a very valuable unit, able to deal a lot of damage, and the longer the combat goes, the faster he gets, and now he's harder to deal damage H2, heals himself because of chemtech, and heals himself because of his passive ability. We managed to find 2 more Zacks in the shop, getting us a 2-star Zack. And here we fight that academy team from the beginning of the game and absolutely destroy them. Yeah, even 1-star Warwick is still pretty strong if your front line is able to distract everyone for long enough. And seeing Lysandra in our shop, we decided to replace the Singed. She's just a better unit in general, I believe. Plus her and Zyra gives us Scholar, which is giving us 5 mana every second. Doesn't affect Warwick because Warwick doesn't have mana, but every other unit benefits from it, including Zyra. Wolves gives us 2 bows, 2 chain vests, and a glove, which is able to give us another Titan's Resolve on what is now a 2-star Warwick. I'm making a 3rd Titan's Resolve and throw it on Zack just for a little bit of tankiness on him. We've got a Reforger, so I'm pretty confident I'm going to remake that and his glove. But for now, we can get some utility out of him, depending on what we get from future carousels. But for now, we level up to 7, throw in another Vige, another tank unit, and even with 4 Enforcers, our Warwick is still able to clean up this team. And we're sitting on 10 win streaks, and that's just always a happy thing. So I didn't actually have a reason right now to reforge the Zack items, but I did. I don't know why. But it gives us a cloak, which I decided to throw on Zyra. Zyra being a backline unit, it doesn't really matter exactly where she is, so it's a good item on her because we can kind of move her all across the board. And then we just throw the chain vest back on Zack. And I didn't do too much scouting, but I saw this academy build and I tried to target his Graves and his Garen there. I thought it would just be nice to make Graves not able to do his disarming cast. So this positioning is specifically for this academy build. Though we do manage to hit a Twisted Fate, a Tristana, a Lulu, a Vex, and I think it does count for this Poppy as well, which just could not be any better. So good. And they all just go down easy. Literally unstoppable. And an 11 win streak, I'm pretty sure that means you've taken on everyone on the board right now. We're last pick on the 4th carousel, so we're pretty much left with a tier. Could be good for Lysandra, could be good for Zyra, who we do put it on just to get her cast a little bit earlier on. And we do level up to 8, buying the Seraphine, giving us a Spotlight, and we throw the Warwick, and any attack damage on him would be just really good. So I figured, why not? We've got a lot of money. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of holes in our comp, and we're win streaking like no tomorrow. So it could only be good, right? I think it's even okay to go below 50 just to keep the win streak going, because the extra 5 gold a turn will help us in perpetuity. Whereas losing it, we instantly lose 5 gold every turn. It might even be worth going below like 30 down to 20 right now, if it were necessary. It's not, but if it were, it would be okay, because the win streak gold is almost better than our interest right now. And for our 3rd augment, I've heard a lot of people say chemtech overload is great. I don't run chemtech too much, so I don't actually use it very often. But the main thing right now is our tanks are so hard to kill that no one ever targets our Warwick. We didn't have to go tier 3 Warwick because nobody's killing our tanks. So shrug it off giving health regeneration to our bruisers, I thought would give us a lot more value, because that means that they die slower, giving Warwick plenty of stacks on his Rage Blade, as well as killing several of the enemy units before he's ever even targeted by their attackers. So I chose shrug it off, especially because our hope is to try and get a 3-star Zack this game. And once again, we're able to absolutely annihilate this academy build, ending his win streak. And at 4-7, we're extremely strong. So strong, it's insane. Even look at this Kaisa Jinx build that is almost able to do nothing against us, winning with 5 units still on the board. And we even have a Mundo in our shop, which is about to give us 4 bruiser. So I sell the Twitch and throw him in, and we've got most of our units right now. At this point, I'm only thinking about trying to level the rest of our board. And this team actually is able to kill us. They have a Tom Kench that gets an early grab on our Warwick, so a lot of our damage doesn't go out. Sadly, we do end our win streak, but we're so ahead in money that we're kind of okay. This is just a positioning issue that we can fix later. And we actually buy our own Tom Kench for no reason other really than to contest with them so that they're not able to pull a 3-star Tom Kench. Literally the game right before this, I had a 3-star Warwick and still lost because the enemy got a 3-star Tom Kench, which is absolute bullshit. There's nothing you can do against that. He just chomps and you're dead. So yeah, this was entirely a spite move. But it does give us 4 coins, which is not bad at all. I always forget that Tom Kench can give you items or gold if he eats people. All right, and on our 5th carousel, these are all really attack items, and we don't have any item slots left on our Warwick. The only one that really makes sense to me here is Zeke's Herald, which is nice because it's also on a $5 Jace. So we grab the Jace, and we also buy a Jinx to throw in instead of Seraphine. This was for 2 reasons. One, to give us a slightly better chance at our gold units being Tom Kench, her absolutely just rocket bombing in the middle of the field, as well as us giving the sister bonus by having our Vi. Whether or not that's better than the Spotlight being on Warwick is kind of neither here or there in my opinion, but also having better attack speed just off the bat for our Warwick is really good. So I was fairly confident with this decision. We also have this useless glove that's sitting on our bench, so I throw it on the Zyra just to give her a Hands of Justice. One of those things where a tier isn't doing too much for us, but neither is a glove, but a Hands of Justice might do a little bit more than them separately, so I might as well make an item from it. We also got a level 9 and throw in this Yumi. We're already top 4, way healthier than everyone else in the game, and confidently stronger. I meant top 3, actually. And here I roll for just to try and get some of our units up to 2-star. Our Mundo's still 1. Our Lysandra is still 1, even though she's not really doing much. But I'm really thinking about our Tahm Kench, our Jinx, and our Yuumi. We're able to continue throwing our revenge on these academy units, which are just not able to scale up as high as we have. Katarina's a really good unit, but it seems like this wasn't able to get fully itemized. Hextech Gunblade is fine, but you really want Infinity Edge, as well as probably like a blue buff, so she's casting a lot more. This one's just dying instantly and not really doing a whole lot of damage, and Tahm Kench is just making us a little bit more money. Dragon also gives us another Zeke's Herald, which we're just gonna throw on Jinx. Again, buffing our Warwick, and I decide to throw Vi up into the front line, and I give Zyra the buff. Again, don't know if this was necessarily a necessary decision, but I was hoping our front line's not really dying anyways, so we'd get a little bit more utility out of Zyra being able to cast as much as possible, as well as just attack as much as possible. Feed this Galio to Tahm Kench just to give him a little bit of an armor boost. And here's that Tahm Kench team that beat us beforehand. It does kill our Warwick, but our Tahm Kench actually is able to kill their Tahm Kench, which just feels so bad, but also so good at the same time. Kind of salty. And now it's just us and the academy players, which should just be an easy clap. We've got 2-star Tahm Kench, 2-star Yuumi, 2-star Jinx, still 1-star Mundo. I don't know how that happened, but we're not going to have enough time to figure it out because we're just winning by that much. And I think the main reason we won this game is because this academy team really didn't itemize their units well. There's a lot to be said about needing items on your main carries and your tanks and knowing what those items are. Like I said, Katarina really needed an Infinity Edge and probably a blue buff so that she's casting all the time. Healing's good and all, but she needed more damage in order to be healing. But yeah, that's gonna be a first for us. And thank you guys so much for watching these videos. And I know it's been 2 weeks since I posted my last video. I think it's because I didn't have a schedule set up for like when videos are supposed to come out, so it's easy for me to put them off. But now I'm actually making a schedule for the channel, and I'm going to try and stick to it. And that actually starts this week. And so now every Friday and Saturday you're going to be guaranteed a video, including tomorrow. And then if I have the ability to get out a third video, I'll try and put one out on Sunday. But I am promising one video every Friday and Saturday. You guys have been showing a lot of love to the content. I really appreciate it. All you new subscribers, almost 200. I think in the last video I mentioned 100. It's insane how much you guys are supporting. And no, I really appreciate it. And I try and respond to almost every comment. If not, at least leave a like on it. I really just appreciate you guys so much, and I hope you guys come back tomorrow. I'm making a good video on a Jhin carry, so I'll see you guys then. Have yourselves a great day. Peace.